humble. Material desires. They should be seen in connection with the Lord and not as an independent entity. Example is given of gopis, Rukmini, Muchkunda, Narsimita, how they worshipped to achieve the Lord, and they worship the demigods to achieve Lord. To go back to Godhead, two things are required: efforts, sadhana, and mercy of the Lord and His devotees. That's achieved by seva without aparad. In chapter 15 of Bhagavad Gita, Lord mentions the qualities required to go back to the spiritual world, and these qualities are developed by the devotees in this material world. When there are reversals in life, it must be endured patiently, knowing that it is the time factor. Example is given of Pandavas, they tolerated all the troubles, and Bhishma, they pitied them. Mere knowledge of philosophy is of no use, its application in life is important, and that marks a difference between a devotee and an asura. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Thank you very much, Mataji. So we can start with the shloka where we had left last time. Four 4.12.6.
Okay.
4.12.6. Please, Mataji, please start.
Bhajasva bhajani angrim.
Bhajasva Guna Maya Atma Maya. Translation, please read the translation.
Fully therefore in the by the inconceivable potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Who is saying this? Kuber. Kuber is saying this to Dhruv Maharaj. Okay, read the 7th shloka.
Vrini kamam nripayan manogatam.
Vrini kamam nripayan manogatam.
Uttanapade vishankitaha.
Madhvam uttanapade vishankitaha.
Ambujana bhapadayor.
Varambaraho ambujana bhapadayor. Anantaram vayam angashushruva. Translation.
My dear Dhruv Maharaj, son of Maharaj Udamapat, we have heard that you are constantly engaged in transcendental loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known for his lotus navel. You are therefore worthy to take all benedictions from us. Please therefore ask without hesitation whatever benediction you want from me.
See, we here Kuber anything. Anya Vilashita Shunya, Jnana Karma Dhyanavit. And they are not proud also that, I am the devotee of Lord Krishna, what do you give me? Right? But at the same time, we have to understand, for devotees, man, apaman, sukha, dukha, sometimes good position, sometimes bad situations will come. How you react, that distinguish you between a devotee and a normal person. Here, he could have asked material benefits. See, kabhi-kabhi kya hota hai, we being devotees. The goal is clear. Mame vansho jiva loko jiva bhuta sanatana manushristani kriyani pakistani pashu. That we are anshas, and being anshas, our constitutional position is to serve the Lord. Right? We know all that thing. But sometimes there will be situations in your life where material things will be easily available to you for enjoyment. Understand? Opportunities will come. So, whether you get swayed away by that opportunity or whether you stick to your principles. Sometimes you go to a party, and you get many things to eat. But the staunch devotee will say, "Bhai, mera abhi kya upas hai? Ya meri tabiyat kharab hai." But those who are not, beach wale devotees are try kar lete. So here we find opportunity has come now to Dhruv Maharaj. He's a king. He requires money to run, and he requires everything to run. And now the treasurer, धन के देवता कुबेर खड़े हैं उसके साथ, and he's telling whatever you want, you ask for me. तो बोल सकता था कि भाई मेरे पहले जितना राज्य का है धन भान सब भर दो, आराम से कर दो. But so Lord will test you materially. When you are in the material, in the devotional life, sometimes इतना दुख आ जाएगा, वो भी testing होगा. जैसे सुदामा, we see how terribly, we see from the Pandavas' life how terrible they were put in the situations. They were sent into the forest, and there also they served, and then they were done the Rajasuya Yajna. And that कौन सा महल बनाया था मैदानों में? After their Indraprasth, beautiful Indraprasth was made. Means he will put you in both the situations, down to down earth situations and up to up a situation. How is your consciousness remaining? So here now Lord is giving an opportunity to Dhruv Maharaj through Kubera, and there he is using his intelligence. What I should ask best from Kubera? Should I ask all the monies and all the facilities, what he has, all the powers, all the cities? Then we'll know in the next shloka what he says. Please read the next shloka.
Maitreya Uvacha.
Maitreya Uvacha.
Varaya Chodito.
Rajena Varaya Chodito.
Mahabhagavato Mahamati.
Dhruv Mahabhagavato Mahamati.
Hare Savavre Charitam Sritin Yaya.
Hare Savare Acharitam Srita Yaya.
Duratyayam Tamaha.
Karadiyatmena Pratyam Tamaha. Here the word in this shloka is three rishis very nicely you say. Mahabhagavata. What is the word that is used? Dhruv Maharaj is what? Mahabhagavato. And the word that is used, Mahamati. What he is having? His mati, his intelligence is also very great. And if a person says that he is a great intelligence, then as per the Shastra, who is an intelligent person? Intelligent person is that person who reduces his problems in his life by his intelligence. He doesn't multiply the problems in his life. What? If by his intelligence his problems are increasing, then he is not an intelligent person. In the name of sense gratification, in the name of enjoyment, people are increasing their troubles. They are getting bound in the karma bandhana very viciously in the name of, enjoyment. So, as per Shastra, who is Mahamati? Mahamati is a person who understands the real problem of life. And here, the real problem of life is mentioned in the last line. What is the real problem? In this shloka. Taryete ya atmane durattaya. This world is very, very difficult to cross over. My Maya is very difficult. Lord says in the 70s. Dairi haisha gunamayi mama maya durattaya mamameva ye prapadyante maya meka tarantite. My Maya is very difficult. To cross over this material world is very difficult. And how can one cross over? It's only by achalam smriti, the word that is used over here. That what is demanding in this shloka? Achalitam smritam. He says, hey Kuber, if you really want to give me benediction, give me achalitam smriti. Remembrance. Smriti means? Achalitam means without any unflinching. It should not get interrupted anytime for any reason. Hare, the word that is used what? Hare. Why the word Hare is used? Hare means prem diye Hare man. What? हरण करते हैं हमारे. Hari is also told as one of the names of lion. So like lion goes and roars, what happens? All other small animals run away. Elephant run away because of the roar. Similarly, when Hari and the person who develops this type of understanding is called as Mahamati. What is he called as? Mahamati. Yes. So that's why the word is used. Mahabhagavato Mahamati Harer Achalitam Smriti. Why? Because Durattaya, it's this sansara Maya par karna, it's very, very difficult. And that is the goal of human. We are on a juncture. We are on a she says he's a Mahamati. He understood the real problems of life. He knows what are the real problems of life. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik, Adhyatmik. These are the real problems of life. All other problems in the life are relative problems. They are not the real problems. They are problems for one person, but they are solutions for others. My car has got accident, but the guy is going to face every day. Then my car should come. You are getting COVID, it's okay. But the hospital people are saying, oh wow, very nice. Now the COVID patients are not there. So they are saying, how to increase? Our budget is going down. Our maintenance is going down. Yes. So you husband and wife have a problem and you fight. Why is it the family courts are waiting outside? When they will come? Huh? It's a solution for some other people. Jara, Vyadhi, Adi Daivika. What is Adi Daivika? Problems that are given by natural disaster. Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautik. What are the Adi Bhautik? Problems which are given by other living entities. It may be your son, it may be your wife, it may be your, neighbor, it may be your, neighbor in the office, it may be anybody, any living entity who is making your life as hell. If nobody is there, at least one mosquito is there, or a cockroach is there to make your life hell. Huh? Corona is there to make your life as hell. So that is Adi Bhautik. And Adhyatmik is what? Internal problem. Nobody can ask. Everybody has to suffer and nobody wants. So that is what Dhruv Maharaj knows. That one has to come out of this. And that's why, very humbly, he is telling Dhruv Maharaj, Kuber, please, if you want to give me Achalita Smriti. What? Of whom? Hare. So that should be our goal also. What? Our life should be, molded in such a way that every time we are centered around Krishna, every time all our karmas are akarma. They are not karmas. Because if the Achalita Smriti is not there, what happens if Achalita Smriti is not there? No. Lord clearly explains in Bhagavad Gita. Dhyayate Vishaya Kunsa Sangasteshu Upajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodha Bhijayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Smriti Vidhrama Smriti Brahmasha Buddhinasha Pranashyati. This is what will happen. If Achala Smriti of Lord is not there, then Dhyayate Vishaya. Dhyana will be of Vishayas. Right? We will be thinking about sense objects. Dhyayate Vishaya. There are 5 senses and 5 Vishaya objects. Right? So we'll be always thinking of Dhyayate Vishaya. And then the more you think about that sense object, we associate more with that. And the more you associate, the more you want. And the more you want, 2 things happen. You get or you don't get. And when you get, greed increases. Mostly you don't get. Most of the time, you don't get. And that increases what? Frustration. And that happens. And once the frustration comes, a memory, kharab ho gaya. Buddhinasha. So here, everything is mentioned. So Keeping all this in mind, Mahamati, Mahabhagavato, Harera Achaladam Smriti, Duraktaya, Mayaya, Tarati. The main purpose is to somehow cross. Somehow we should get cross. And that's why Lord says in the 12th chapter, for devotees, Tesham aham samudharta mrityu sansara sagara bhavamina chirat partha maya veshita chetasa. Those who invest in me, maya veshita chetasa. Mayeva mano adhasva mayi buddhim niveshaya. Invest. Nivesh का मतलब क्या होता है? Invest. Mayi buddhim niveshaya. Nivashasyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na sanshaya. There is no sanshaya, Arjuna. Who invests his intelligence in me, there is no doubt he will go up. But हमारा investment तो कुछ और ही रहता है. We think of many other investment other than in Krishna. Why? Because Lord clearly says, Alpa Buddhaya. What he says? Less intelligent people. They do not understand. ये घोड़े का वो रहता है घोड़े का वो आजू को सीधा सीधा ही रहता. So people do not know that there is a life before and life after this life. Okay, read further. We'll go further.
Tasya pritena manasa.
Tasya pritena manasa. Tandatteva avadidastaka. Pashyato antaradeso api. Swapuram Pratyapadyata. Translation.
The son of Idaveda, Lord Kuvera, was very pleased and happily he gave Dhruv Maharaj the benediction he wanted. Thereafter, he disappeared from Dhruva's presence and Dhruv Maharaj returned to his capital city.
So, Devatas are also very happy when you ask Krishna Bhakti. Because they themselves feel this Jivatmas will go back where he belongs to. They are very happy. I always tell this thing in the classes. अगर आप हनुमान जी के पास जाते हो शनिवार और बोलते हो कि भाई मेरे को मारुति दो, मेरे को कार दो, मेरे को घर दो, बंगला दो, तो दे भी देंगे, लेकिन वो इतने खुश नहीं होंगे. मगर आप जाके बोलोगे मेरे को राम दो, तो गले लगा लेंगे. Because that is what is clear to him. That is very dear to him. So the Devatas are happy when a Jivatma returns back to his original position. And how that is possible? By pure devotional service. And that is what Dhruv Maharaj asked. So we also in the last class discussed the same thing. We also, whenever we go to our devotees, we should also pray, Hey Shivaji, you are Maha Bhagavat. You are Maha Vaishnava. And you can bless. So please bless me, because without your blessings, I will not get Krishna Bhakti. We have to connect each and every Devata with Krishna. Last time we discussed all this. If we see the Surya, we should know that they are eyes of the Lord. Yachak Sureshu Savita Sakala Grahana Raja Samasta Suramurti Ashesha Teja Yasyagyaya Brahmadi Samvarika Kala Chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. If we go to Ganeshji, we have to respect and we have to understand he is the Vignaharta Devata. And where is getting that position of Vignaharta? Because he has kept the head on his head, the lotus feet of Narasimha. Lord Krishna and lotus feet he has kept. Yalapada Pallava Yugam Vinidhaya Kumbha Dvandve Pranam Samaye Sakanadi Raja Vignan Vihantu Manamasya Jagatrayasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham. If we go to Durga, then what we have to say? Brahmaji says, सृष्टि स्थिति प्रलय साधन शक्ति रेखा छाये वयस्य भुवनानि विभर्ति दुर्गा इच्छान रूपमपि यस्य च चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भज. She is the सृष्टि स्थिति प्रलय साधन. What is it? She is the sadhana. She is the instrument. She is the chaya shakti. And she acts. See, the chaya will act as what the body acts. Lord Krishna says in the 9th chapter, Maya Adhyakshena Prati Suyate Sarachara Ketunanena Konte Jagatvi Parivar. Maya Adhyakshena Prati. Under my Adhyakshata, under my supervision, this Prakriti is working. It is not independent. So every Devata has to be connected with Krishna. And it was clearly shown in the Virat Rupa. When the Virat Rupa was shown, Arjuna saw all the Devatas inside the body of Lord Krishna. Not a single, not only all the Devatas he saw in the body of Krishna, he saw all the Srishti, entire Jivatmas inside the body of Lord Krishna. Because when in the 10th chapter, Arjuna, Lord was saying, I am this, Aham Atma Gudakesha, Sarva Bhuta Shayastita, Aham Adishya Madhyascha, Bhutanam Anta Evacha, Adityanam Aham Vishnu, Jyotisham Ravi Anshumam, Maricham Matamasmi, Nakshatranam Aham Shishi. When he's saying all these things, after all the shlokas, what he's saying, then what Arjuna is saying? Okay. Then in the last shloka, he says, why you want to know all these things? Ek ansheno sthito jagata. By one fragment. What is it? I
pervade the
entire universe. What to speak? One fragment. Then Arjuna says, please show me. Please show me how you are spread everywhere. And then Lord says, with your eyes, you will not be able to see. Then I will give you the divine eyes. And as soon as he gets the divine eyes, he sees the Virat Rupa. And in Virat Rupa, he sees all the Devi Devas. Shivji, Brahmaji, all the 33 crore Devi Devas are inside the body of the Lord. So that's why it is said, Keshava Gachanti. There is one shlok, Ante Keshava Gachanti. Sarvadeva. That shloka is there. Santushto means once you satisfy the Lord, all the Devatas get automatically satisfied. The root is satisfied, the trees, branches, and the leaves are automatically satisfied. If the stomach is satisfied, all the parts of the bodies are automatically satisfied. No special endeavor has to be made. So that is what we have to understand. The Devatas are very much satisfied when you take shelter of Krishna, when you serve it. We know about Jada Bharat Maharaj's story, that how he went, that Devi Kali ka puja kar rahe the, bali chadane ke liye leke ja rahe usko. And what happened? Jada Bharat Maharaj is standing nicely. His chanting is going on continuously. He's kept on the Vedi for cutting. अभी उसका सर अलग करने वाले. And at that time, Ma Durga, she got Ma Durga got so frustrated. She came out and started killing everybody. उनका मोक्ष हो गया बेचारे लोग. She cannot tolerate how the devotees are doing this. So we know that Devatas are satisfied when you take shelter of Lord. Okay, take further.
Athaya jatiyasnesham
Pratupidakshine
Pravyapriya devatanam karma phalapradam.
Is it a translation?
Translation: as long as he remained at home,
Dhruv Maharaj performed many great ceremonial sacrifices in order to please the enjoyer of all sacrifices, the Supreme Personality.
Now, again, we have to understand his entire life was, Dhruv Maharaj's entire life was meant for sacrifice for others. Even though he had a position, he had a power, he had status, but what was he doing by that position and power and status? He was doing sacrifices. He was doing acts which please Lord. Acts that please the Lord. See, one thing you have to understand. As we are ending this chapter, what is now going to happen? 36,000 years he is doing all these activities. Now he has decided, he has understood what is life, and he leaves. He goes to Badrika Ashram, and that same activity which he had done in his childhood. What? Tapasya. He engaged in the tapasya. And immediately when he engaged in the tapasya, the same power which he had that time immediately came, and he was able to concentrate very nicely. And tears are starting to flow. The bhav is there. And the body is becoming gadgada, remembering the Lord, remembering the pastimes, and remembering the seva what he has done. So it is said, whatever activities you do, that comes at the end of the time of the day. Similarly, whatever activities you do throughout the day, that will have an impression at the night time. That has an impression at the night time. If you have a fight every day, रात को भी नींद नहीं आए. If धंधा किया है पूरे दिन धंधा किया तो रात को भी सपने में पैसा आएगा. और खाली मूवीज देखा है क्रिकेट देखा है तो रात में भी क्रिकेट खेलोगे. Yes. So this one day is like one life. So how yours death is the night when you go to sleep. Are you able to remember? इतना भाव आना चाहिए रात को सोते 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 कि भगवान का स्मरण करते कर बेहोश हो जाए. ऐसा होता है क्या? That we are very far. हम लोग नहीं जा रहे. All the devotees we see now how they have left their bodies. When you see Haridas Thakur, he was not able to chant. How many rounds? 192 rounds. That is 22 hours of chanting. How many hours? 22 hours. After 22 hours of chanting, he used to eat something. He used to feel that if I cannot complete 22 hours of chanting, I have no right to eat. That was his vrata. That was his vrata. So when in the old days he was not able to complete, and Lord had sent that prasad, he was telling that I am not able to take because my vrata of chanting is not completed. Lord had to come and told, Arey bhai, in this age you will not be able to do. You will not be able to do this. Reduce. Say, no. How can I reduce? हमको बोलेगा तो कोई हम बोलेगा बाद में कर लेंगे bro. But he's saying I can't reduce. And then that time he says, my age has come, and I know one thing, Haridas Thakur is saying, that you are going to leave this Leela first, but my heart cannot see, I cannot see that pastime. So it's better I leave first. What? I should leave this pastime. So please help me that I can leave this body. And that time Mahaprabhu says, if you leave, then what will happen to me? How can I live without you? And that time Haridas laughs, making a joke of me. Making a joke of me? What is saying? Are you making a joke of me? There are hundreds of devotees who can sit on my head. Who is it? Haridas Thakur, who is chanting 22 hours rounds. Huh? That is saying there are hundreds of devotees who can sit on my head and they can serve you. If an insect dies, what he says? What is the loss to the anybody? So if Haridas goes, there is no loss to you. That was the bhava of Haridas. And then Mahaprabhu becomes very complete and says, okay. And next day he comes with the entire party. And Kirtan is going on. What? Tremendous Kirtan is going on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. And Haridas Thakur is lying and tears are flowing. And he's seeing Mahaprabhu, he's taking the leg, the feet, the heart, and crying and seeing the face of Mahaprabhu and saying the name, and he's leaving the body. So this is what is meant. Huh? Like we will see in further that Dhruv Maharaj is in that mood and status which he had attained. And that time, when the Lord came, he gave him the Vardhan and the boon what he wanted, a kingdom. But now when he is in that state, two, Vishnu Doots are coming, Nanda and Sunanda. And when they are coming, he's getting, little here and there. He's becoming, out of status. Because, बोलते ना हफला फफला हो जाते हैं हम लोग बोलते ना उनको मालूम नहीं पड़ता कि क्या करना. When something like Vidurani, when Lord Krishna came, she was totally out of sight. What to do? Arey Lord, in the ecstasy, she is saying, Arey, Lord has come without any notice. How I should do? I have nothing. And only bananas are there. And in the love, she's peeling the banana and giving the peel and throwing away the banana. And that famous comes na Vidur ke Duryodhan ka bhog na khayo, sukha saag Vidur ghar. The famous. So what I am trying to say is similarly when Dhruv Maharaj saw the plane coming down and the Vaikuntha Viman and this, he got very much baffled what to do, what not to do. And then he's going down and just standing the names in front of them. How to receive them, how not to receive them. He's perplexed. And this is what everybody is waiting in our life. Everybody. When that demand will come. But one thing you have to understand. There are many things which are equal to like Lord. It's not only Viman. Like if you see Dhruv Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, entire life you see, at the time of birth, Lord appeared in the form, in the womb to protect. Huh? Hare Krishna. In the womb, he came to protect. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. So, Parikshit Maharaj in the womb, he was able, Lord came to protect him from the Brahmastra. Huh? So, same Lord came in the form of devotees, came in the form of Bhagavata to protect him at the time of death. To protect Parikshit Maharaj, because Lord's name is not different from Lord. Lord Vigraha are not different from Lord. Lord Mahaprasad is not different from Lord. Harinam Kirtan is not different from Lord. Bhagavata is not different from Lord. Gita is not different from Lord. Dham, Vrindavana Dham is not different from Lord. So it's not necessary that Lord will send Viman. But yes, Lord will come in some or other form to take you. Like here for Parikshit Maharaj, he sent all the devotees. From all the Brahmandas, all the devotees are sitting there. Narad, Parshuram, Brigo, Rishi, all the Rishis, all the class people are sitting. And Shukadeva Goswami Maharaj is sitting and he is speaking Bhagavata. And listening Bhagavata, he is leaving his body. What else he wants? We go to Bhubaneswar. There's Maharaj is there, that Samadhi outside. He was a sannyasi Maharaj, disciple of Prabhupada. He also left the body while speaking Bhagavata Seva and Bhagavad Katha. Just saying in the bhav he left. So we know of Srila Prabhupada doing the services. At the last moment, 6 months he didn't have any food. 6 months his body was total skeleton, lying on the bed. But still he's doing the translation of Bhagavatam. Translation of Bhagavatam, and he's translating it on the dead bed. And he's leaving the body, doing the services to the Lord. Eternal. All the dham, that dham is not different from Krishna. The seva is not different from Krishna. We see Gopala Bhatta Goswami, Radha Raman Dev. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. How did it came? From the Shaligrama Shila on the day of Narsingha Chaturthi. So in that Shaligram Shila, only he, that he was singing and doing bhajan and left the body. Tota Gopinath. Which are the Panchama? Gadadhar Pandit. He also every day used to sit over there with Mahaprabhu and discuss this Bhagavad Katha over there. 3 hours. How many hours? 3. And Dhruv Charitra and Prahlad Charitra 100 times. How many times they discussed? And they used to discuss so much time, and every time, the tears used to start flowing. It is said that when Mahaprabhu left the place and Srinivas Acharya came and he was told that you should come, and he saw Mahaprabhu told that come to Vrindavan. But by the time he came, come to Jagannath Puri. So he came to Jagannath Puri. That time Mahaprabhu disappeared and entered in Jagannath Vigraha. It is said 2 places Mahaprabhu entered at the end of the life. One in the body of Jagannath himself, by dancing he entered, and one in Tota Gopinath. He left the body like that. So it is said that when he came, Srinivasa Acharya, and he heard, so he was so literally crying. And Mahaprabhu came and told, you go to Gadadhar Pandit, who is at Tota Gopinath. He will help you to read Bhagavatam. So he went over there. And when he went over there, Gadadhar Pandit was crying because his Radha Bhav. Crying. And what he's saying, I am only alive because Mahaprabhu has told me that I should teach you Bhagavatam. But the only problem has happened that the entire Bhagavatam has become wet because of tears, and it is spoiled. What? Spoiled. So please help me in making one more copy. One more copy so that I can teach you. So again Srinivasa Acharya went to Bengal, and then he found a Brahmana, and then he brought the pattas, and then the translation work was done from this, and it took 6 months to complete 18,000 verses. And then after 6 months, when he came back over here, by that time Gadadhar Pandit in the separation left the body. So to get one copy of Bhagavatam that time, very difficult.
Today एक order कर लो आ जाते पूरे भाग. We do not know the value of Bhagavatam. So the Gadadhar Pandit left, there in Tota Gopinath. We know about Shabri, how she left by servicing the entire life. She served, wait, and when Lord Ramachandra came, serving, she left the body. Jatai, Gajendra, 1,000 years fighting, doing the prayers. And then the prayers were successful. And the Lord came and saved them and took over. Huh? Jatai also the same thing, fighting for the Lord. Even he knew that he can't defeat Ravana. He knew, I am going to get defeated. But no, it's my duty. It's my duty to save. And that way, he sacrificed his life and Lord Ramachandra came. And Lord Ramachandra did not did the kriya of his father, but he did the kriya of Jatai. Even you go to Nashik, Trambakeshwar, before that there is a Jatayu place where he's left, and there the Tirtha is there. Anybody has visited that place? Very beautiful place where Jatayu left the body, and that Kunda is there, where the Tarpan was done by Lord Ramachandra, just before Trambakeshwar. You should go over there. I had only visited one time, but it's a very beautiful place. The Kunda is still there, and Jatayu Tirtha, it is known as Jatayu Tirtha. So there are hundreds of examples that it is not that the plague will come, but the Vigrahas are there, devotees are there, holy name is there. That is what we should pray, that at the time of death, at least devotees should be there. At least Krishna Seva should be there. At least a consciousness should be merged in the services of the Lord, and we should leave the body. Here Kaladas Prabhu was there, and one other devotee inside Sudama ke, Sudama was his father, Pujari. Birthday puja he used to do over there. Nandu Prabhuji. His entire life he was in the Pujari department doing that seva. One night, he, after doing that seva, he left the body over there. So that is what we called as the perfection. Kaladas Prabhu down, अपने कालादास प्रभु बेसमेंट में पूरा लाइफ 30 साल वो बेसमेंट में वो अनाज का उधर सेवा करते, टेकिंग द गुड्स है, और वहीं का वहीं डिपार्टमेंट में सेवा करते करते अपना ट्रांसफर. That is called what we called as the perfection in the service, living the life. And if you don't live this type of life, तो नॉर्मल में आदमी कैसे लीव करता है तो सबको मालूम है. हमको एक बार जोक में बुलाया गया था, एक आदमी बेड पे था, मर ही नहीं रहा था बेचारा, और मरते क्या हो गया कि उसका गला बंद हो गया. तो गला बंद हो गया तो कुछ उम्मीद दिखा रहा है. वो बच्चे लोग सब बोल रहे हैं यार इसने अभी तक बताया नहीं पैसे किधर है, शायद उसके लिए बता रहा होगा उंगली किधर है. डॉक्टर को बुलाया, बोला इंजेक्शन मारो जरा, आज तो निकले गले में से. इंजेक्शन मरवाया, लाख रुपए का बिल हो गया. वो बोलते गधे लोग इधर क्यों खड़े हो, तुम धंधे में कौन है. So what I am trying to say, in the tamasi way, in the rajasi way, in the sattvic way, people have to leave their body. Tamasi way we know, गटर का पानी पी के, दारू पी के उल्टा होके मर जाते, किडनी खराब होके फेल होके मर जाते. हाँ, कोई पूछने वाला नहीं है, सड़ जाते और भूत प्रेत बन जाते. In 9th chapter, Lord clearly says there are 4 types of gatis. What is that slogan? Yanti deva vrata deva pitru yanti pitruvata bhutani yanti bhutejya yanti madhyajino abhimam. So 4 types of destinations clearly they are said. Bhutapret, Deva destination, Pitra destination, and my destination. So you are going, your life is planned, you have to die. And already that body has been prepared. आपका दूसरा बॉडी ऑलरेडी प्रिपेयर हो रहा है. कोई लोग मरते क्यों नहीं मालूम है? मतलब बेड पे रहते मरते क्यों? क्योंकि देयर नेक्स्ट बॉडी इज नॉट स्टिल प्रिपेयर्ड, नॉट रेडी नहीं हुआ अभी तक. इसलिए वो बेड पे से मरते नहीं है. So Tamasi people, either their life goes in drinking or in humanizing. You know, we come from the backward society. हमने हमारे कम्युनिटी में बहुत केसेस देखे थे डांडा के उधर. ड्रिंकिंग एडिक्शन, उसमें मर जाते हैं. देन वी हैव सीन हाउ वुमनाइजिंग में एड्स और इसके लिए बॉडी पूरा सड़ जाता है और मर जाता है. कोई गैम्बलिंग के चक्कर में कर्जा कर करके गलत करके मर जाता है. और राजसी लोग कैसे मरते हैं? पैशन में. हमने देखा है पैसा 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 कर करके वी हैव सीन. इवन इफ यू सी बिग बिग इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट का आप लोग बात कर लो. अभी जैसे कॉफी कैफे डेव का मालिक, भले उसने करोड़ों रुपए कमाया, लेकिन फिर भी वो सुसाइड करके मर गया, जम करके मर गया बेचारा. कैफे कॉफी डे क्लियर. इफ यू टेक पावर मनी स्टेटस के बारे में, अभी आप बोलो धीरू भाई अंबानी, लास्ट टाइम ही वाज पैरालिटिक था. He was on the seat. What to speak about that thing? He had left that way. If you say about the position of netas, Jayalalitha, how she died? How she died? उसका पूरा बॉडी को क्या कर दिया था? You know, there's nobody to take. We know that Andhra Pradesh died.
KK
52 years age, सिंग करते करते. अभी वो किधर जाएगा? वो कहीं ना कहीं उसको नहीं, उसको कहीं का कहीं ना, उसको है ना, उसको गाना गाने के लिए कोयल बना दिया जाएगा. उसको कुहू कुहू कोयल बनाया जाएगा, क्योंकि उसको गाने का शौक. अगर भगवान के लिए गाता तो बात अलग है. वो ऐसे लोगों के लिए गाता है जिससे आपकी मति कम होती है. क्या होती है? Your consciousness goes down, it doesn't go up. So definitely this type of people who are in power, money, status, we know how, or you know, these people when they do not have power, money, status, और जब मरते हैं, you know, all the film stars, you know, you take big Rajesh Khanna, or you know, when they were so big, and or the film stars, कैसे मरते हैं? कोई नहीं होता कुछ ठीक.
Many people died in the procession.
प्रोसेशन, देखो गति की बात हो रही है. लाइफ कैसे जिया है? क्या वो वैकुंठ गए? नहीं गए ना. जन्म मृत्यु के चक्कर में फंसे रहे ना. और उनकी पिक्चर से जितने भी ये लाइन है, फिल्म लाइन, इट कम्स इन द कैटेगरी ऑफ तामस. It increases your violence. It increases your sex lust. It increases your, you know, degrade yourself. So these are called as heroes. इन लोगों को क्या कहा जाता है? और अज्ञान बढ़ाने वाले हीरो. और ईशोपनिषद में एक श्लोक आता है, एक होता है ज्ञान और एक होता है अज्ञान. And those who increase this ajnan, they will go in the dark hell. It is mentioned in the Ishopisha. Tamasi life, Rajasi life. Urdhva gachanti sattvastva, madhya tishtati rajasa, jaganya guna vritti, adho gacchati tamasa. So if you are helping others to become tamasa, bhuta preta yoni. Which yoni? And what to speak about suicide? It's a very common factor nowadays, where people die. Huh? कितने सुसाइड्स और एक्सीडेंट्स में क्या, मतलब ऐसे लोग, कितना एक्सीडेंट्स आज पुणे हाईवे में देखो, कितने बड़े बड़े एक्सीडेंट्स हो जाते हैं। एवरी डे यू हियर कि ये ऐसा हुआ, ये एक्सीडेंट में ऐसा मरा, ये ऐसा एक्सीडेंट में मरा। ट्रेजेडीज छोटे में एकदम ऐसे में ऐसा खत्म हो जाता है लाइफ, और पूरा का पूरा लाइफ क्या हो जाता है? जीरो। क्या हो जाता है? बिग जीरो। सिक्किम में अभी जो हुआ, फ्लाइट में गए, पूरा का पूरा प्लेन क्या हो गया? क्रैश। नेपाल प्लेन क्रैश। घूमने गए थे, अच्छा वो घूमना सजा हो गया। पूरा का पूरा प्लेन, पूरा का पूरा परिवार एक झटके में क्या हो गया? साफ। So this is the fact of the reality. When we live a life on the basis of tamasa, when we live a life on the basis of rajasa, आपके जब तक पुण्य चल रहा है तब तक ठीक है। जैसे ही तुम्हारे पाप का चक्र चालू हो गया, एक झटके में वहां से डाउन, एक झटका लगता है। But if you are doing devotional service, हम अगर तो नेहा अभिक्रमा नाशो अस्ति प्रत्यवायो न विद्यते स्वल्पमस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भया। आपने थोड़ी भी अगर भक्ति की है, थोड़ी सी भी, तो आपको महान संकट से रक्षा करती है। ये इसकी बहुत बड़ी ताकत है भक्ति की। अजामिल पापी जैसा पापी भूल से नाम ले लिया, बच्चे का नाम ले लिया, रोते रोते नाम ले लिया, नारायण 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 बचाओ, नारायण बचाओ, बच गया। यमदूत आ गए, बोले कि भाई ये इस टाइम तो नहीं लेके जा सकता, भले बच्चे का नाम ले रहा है, इस टाइम तो नहीं लेके जा सकता। And he was so much afraid that he didn't stop taking the name. And he chanted continuously 20 years. How much?
20 years.
And then he went to Haridwar, and there after 20 years, the same, the Vishnudut came and took him back in the plane. We know about Tukaram life, that how that tree is there even today. Tomorrow you are going, huh? Pandarpur, they are going tomorrow. वो झाड़ का नाम क्या है मुझे? जहाँ पे हो वैकुंठ स्थान है। The plane came and he's telling his wife, please come with me. तो नहीं, आप तो हमेशा जाते आते इधर यू बिजी, आप जाओ, बाद में आ जाओ। And he went. आम्ही चाललो आमच्या गावाला। देहू मीराबाई, she also went inside the Lord. So that is what we call as the perfection of the life. And that is what this entire chapter is, to give us inspiration. The devotee should be there. Name should be there. Tulasi should be there. At the time of death. Bhagavad should be there. Then your life is successful. Otherwise, तो हमने अभी पूरे लिस्ट बता दिए कि काफी लोग कैसे मरते, रोज सुबह से शाम तक पेपर में भर के आते। In Russia, what badly things are going. Entire city is getting sacked. Thousands of people, thousands, not hundreds, thousands and lakhs of people, पूरा का पूरा लाइफ खत्म, प्रॉपर्टी खत्म, कोई पूछने वाला नहीं डेड बॉडीज के लिए, वहां पे डंप कर रहे हैं उनको। See, that is Krishna's mercy, that is
Yes,
Prabhupada's
that's
mercy,
Krishna.
that is the greatness of, the Prabhupada's mission that we are doing. But what we are trying to say, fact of life. We are on the path. Aaj nahi to kal we have to leave the body. We have to prepare. And preparation should start now, not tomorrow. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.